Hey everyone, and welcome to Grace Lutheran Church's worship. My name is Kelsey, and I'm the director of Chris Ed and Youth Ministry here at Grace Lutheran Church. And I want to thank you for joining us today and for my children's sermon and joining me in that. Today I'm playing with Potter and Bella, but Potter mainly because he likes fetch better. He plays it better too. Outside, and I wanted to do the children's sermon with it as well because I think it relates really well to our lesson. When we read in in Gospel of John that he says, I am the vine, you are the branches, abide in me and you will bear much fruit. And you're like, that's great, right? And I could use this time to build my vegetable garden and show you how I plant and show you how it grows and here's what comes out of it. But I thought this would be a much more fun example, and I think Potter agrees. So when we abide in someone, right, we do or act in to take, and now this is faith, right, to take care and love someone, right? When we abide in something, we completely give ourselves into it and we follow it, right? And so I abide in Potter. I love him and I want to take care of him. And Potter abides in me, mainly because I'm holding the tennis ball at this point, but he does, right? He does actually love me very much. But when Potter abides in me, he bears much fruit. And I'm going to show you what that means in just a second because he's so adorable. I can't get over it. Right? Look at that cuteness. Look at how cute that is, right? He's smiling. He's overjoyed. He's panting a little because it's a little hot out here. But he's squeaking. He's ready to play again. He's so excited for more playtime and more love and more attention, right? And this, to me, is the perfect example of what it means to abide in God and to bear much fruit. When we bear that fruit, this is what it looks like, right? Not necessarily in that small of a body or in that much fur, but it exudes from us when we abide in God, right? It's all over us. It shines from us like we are the light of the world, right? It shows in us. It shows in our actions. It shows in our words. And that's, to me, what this lesson is all about. When we are filled with God, when we are filled with his love, right? When he nourishes us because we trust on his word and his love and his grace and his forgiveness, then God does something cool to us and fills us up so that it exudes and we get to give that to the world, right? We get to bear that fruit, grace, love, forgiveness, hope, into the world, right? We get the fruit from God. We get that nourishment. We get filled up, and then that fruit goes into the world, just like I do with Potter, right? My arm hurts. We've been playing like this for like 30 minutes, but because I love him and because this is such a great relationship and he fills me and I fill him, we see this joy in this cool relationship that I think shows so perfectly how this relationship also works with us and God, right? When we let God fill us up and nourish us in his word, in prayer, in song, in community, right? Then we get to also share that with others. So this week, I task you, as Bella stands nice and statuesque in the background, what you're going to do this week to not only let yourself be filled with God, right, because we have to have that fulfillment before we go out, but how you then are going to bear that fruit, right? For example, right, if I want to be filled in music and God's word and music, I'm going to listen to K-Love nonstop or Christian artists on Spotify nonstop. Right, and then I'll be filled and God will speak to me through those words and that music, and then maybe I go out and I do music, right, and I give that gift to others and I bear that fruit to say, you know, here's how I got filled, let me fill you as well. So I task you this week to do those two things. How are you going to get filled, and then how are you going to fill others? You are welcome to throw tennis balls with your dogs. Potter will take anybody to come throw the tennis ball for him. That is definitely one way you can abide. So go in peace, go and abide and bear much fruit this week.